I ain't never had nobody show me all the things that you done show me in a special way. I feel when you home. Hi, good afternoon, evening, morning. I don't really have much to say, but I think that let me get straight to the point. I think that a lot of times we have been kind of like told that some of our aspirations and goals in life should be focused more on like objective things, material things, career, family, relationships, all that in the third and in between, whatever. And although I do think that by pursuing certain goals in life, it does help you in your self development journey as well, whether you're conscious of it or not. You should grow no matter what it is that you're achieving and working towards, right? I just thought that I would um, talk about and shed light on a lot of the things that a lot of people don't really talk about as an accomplishment and kind of just, or society doesn't really like talk about as much as that is an accomplishment that I think people should pat themselves on the back about and give themselves a round of applause rather than it just only being about like, oh, like, you just graduated or you just got a new car or you just landed like a dream job or like all these things that, of course, these are great, but how about these other things? So I'm gonna get straight to it. I got my handy dandy notebook. Okay. Um, First things first. These are things that you should be proud of no matter what. Not needing external validation. Not needing external validation. And when I say that, I mean that in any degree for anything. A lot of times since our birth up until like adulthood, we are kind of primed to be living for other people, making our parents happy, making good grades so the school system can accept us and give us whatever validation that we need, making our friends happy and people pleasing them, or just being involved in certain things, or, trying to keep up a certain um, facade, personality, whatever. If it's not that, maybe it's validation from the opposite sex, how we maneuver in our dating life and in relationships with people that we are in relationships with. Okay. Maybe you live for your wife, husband, boyfriend, or girlfriend. Like maybe you appeal more to the gaze of them rather than what you like to do. Maybe you're pursuing careers or fields of study or interests that are not interesting to you, Like a lot of times that's kind of what we get primed to do, is to care about other people, be serving other people rather than serving ourselves. And through that, we are getting whatever validation that we feel like we need. Another big one is like attention, like you wanting attention. Like that is I'm damn near calling that like people having like a validation kink at this point, because not only can you get that like in person by just like going out looking good, doing things that attract reactions and attention or eyes on you, but in this modern era, like it's so easy to get attention just from picking up your phone and posting something, whether it be a selfie or some type of physical thing, physical object, materialistic thing, brand name shit, anything really. So a lot of times, like no one wants to admit it, but we do these things subconsciously for validation. We are wanting to come off a certain way so other people can tell us like, oh wow, you're doing such a good job, or oh wow, you look amazing, and oh wow, like I'm so proud of you. And it's like, once you get to the point to where you don't even care about whether or not someone thinks highly of you, positively of you, that you did that career or you went after that thing that someone always wanted you not once you start living for yourself, you don't care anymore to prove anything. You don't even want people in your business. You don't even care because you have reached a level of content within yourself, security within yourself to where it's like, I don't care for people to tell me, like me, low key, you can call me whatever you want. I don't even be like posting that it's my birthday anymore. Like I literally keep that shit off the internet. And that's a personal choice. Like I'm not afraid to like be like, yeah, it's my birthday, whatever, whatever. Um, fun fact about me, I'm shy, but like not shy at the same time. It's like I'm bold with certain things, but like sometimes I don't like being in the spotlight or whatever. So like yeah, I will literally I've gotten to the point now where it's like I don't even care to tell people that it's my birthday. Like I'll let them ask or like people that I actually meet in person that I cross paths with or are friends with or like acquaintances with and like I might casually bring up like, "Oh yeah, like I'm doing this for my birthday," or da da da. And then if they ask like, "Oh, when's your birthday?" then I'll tell them and if they choose to remember, then they remember. If they don't, then they don't. Like I don't care enough for that. And then also like, I feel like the people closest to me are the ones that I would care if they told me happy birthday or not, like my brother, mother, father, you know, immediate family. I'm saying all that to say that even the smallest things that we do is for like validation of some sort. And I think that once you get to the point of not needing that external stimuli, that is an accomplishment that a lot of people are not going to talk about. No one's talking about these internal progressions. No one's thinking about that. People are only acknowledging like your external. Now, don't get me wrong, usually your external progression is reflective of your internal progression. Yeah. Pat yourself on the back if you no longer seek external validation. I'm going to clap for you. Along with number one. Number two is one of my favorites. Number two is really that bitch, okay? Number two, not debating your views and opinions with anyone or over explaining yourself. I feel how I feel about this. I'm not going back and forth. I'm not trying to prove my point. You like blue, I like red. I'm not trying to explain to you or over explain what's so special about red. You said you like blue. Blue is a good color. Nothing wrong with it. Fun fact, I actually like blue more than red, but that's besides the point. You are into this religion. I am not. I don't care what you do. That's what you want to do. There's too many things that happen in a human experience for me to be trying to get somebody to see my viewpoint about something. I don't care. It doesn't matter. There are bigger things to care about. I don't get caught into these personal, small, petty affairs anymore. We don't argue. We don't need to prove ourselves. And even if it's not something like philosophy or ideologies or religion, it's like a disagreement. It's like, hey, I didn't like that this happened. And I'm just letting you know that I don't agree with that and I'm not going to be a part of it. Or I personally don't like this. And someone wants to keep probing what the issue is, or they want to keep asking questions or try to prove it's like, okay, well, you feel that way, but I feel this way. So I'm not arguing about how I feel. I don't need to prove to you that how I feel is valid. It's just how I feel, That is an accomplishment to not want to argue with people and debate your standpoint. Now, if you want to do that, by all means, do it if you feel like it's worth your time. But I'm learning that not only is my time important, but so is my breath. Okay. I don't want to waste my precious breath. That is energy. I don't want to do that with people. I'm not going back and forth. How the fuck you don't understand that 1 + 1 is 2? I don't know. Like that's not maybe we're not supposed to be talking if you're not understanding what I'm putting down. I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. Okay, cool. You feel that way. Great. Pat yourself on the back if you have reached that level, because I promise you that is an accomplishment. And a lot of people will use debating and arguing and like trying to um create a question out of some simple shit that is like, what is there to question? What the fuck is there for you to like ponder about and like try to be logical about? How do you not understand? Like at this point, you're either fucking with me or you just don't have the capability to understand me. And either way, we shouldn't be talking. Keep it pushing before I push you. Nah, for real. But yeah, it's so real though, because like, who feels like over explaining themselves about things that it's just like there should be no explanation? I don't know what there is to talk about. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, you gotta acknowledge that this person probably just does not like you. Because I'm not about to prove, I've said this before in like a past video. It's like, there's nothing to prove. If I don't have anything to prove, what is there? Like, there's nothing to argue about. Arguing is constantly you feeling like you have to prove something. That's what I think. If I don't have anything to prove, then there's nothing for me to argue about. I just stand on what I said. Number 3, not overthinking about your actions. If you know that you didn't intend to come off negative, disrespectful, or to harm anybody, not overthinking about your responses, your reactions, and your words. If you knew that it was coming from an honest place and someone may have given you like a weird response to it, or a response that felt like kind of indifferent or whatever, not having to replay the event in your mind to see like, did I say something or did I do something? If you knew that there was nothing that you did to intentionally like create a weird atmosphere, now maybe that person is just, people are not assertive or direct, so a lot of times they're not going to tell you what they're literally thinking. So you kind of just have to go off of like body language and reading in between the lines. So, and on top of not overthinking about whether or not someone likes you, not overthinking about whether or not they do or don't like you. It's just like, what is there to think about? What is there to think about? Like, just do what you do, be respectful, do what you do what you do, be respectful, courteous, common courtesy, all the things. And if people don't rock with you, then don't worry about it. Don't overthink. Don't try to change yourself. The minute you start trying to be something that you're not is when you end up kind of like being at a disadvantage, because your advantage is that you are special and that you are unique, So the minute that you start going within and trying to readjust and like appear differently or appeal to someone else to fit in a certain mold, now you've put yourself in a losing position. Because you're going to forever be looking at somebody else for the blueprint when you are your own blueprint. So anyways, you should pat yourself on the back if you have gotten to the point of no longer overthinking about yourself and scenarios or people and just letting that shit go. Okay. Another one, I think this is 4. Not afraid to say no. I don't care about saying no. I don't care about you getting what you want if that means that I'm sacrificing parts of myself and compromising parts of myself. I don't care anymore. I say no to everything. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to that person. They're calling me. I don't care who it is. I'm about to take a nap. Simple shit like that. Oh, I don't feel like being in the break room at this point, and I don't feel like sharing performative or having performative conversations in my car. Um, I don't feel like sharing my food with my child, my dog, my fucking siblings or boyfriend. I don't feel like being a part of this, even though you invited me. I'm not being rude about it. I just know that I don't feel like it. So I'm going to say no. No, I don't have any spare change. No. I'm just trying to think of like scenarios that are like the smallest instead of like the bigger ones. I I no, I don't feel like letting you borrow something. I don't care if it's a pen. No, I don't have a pen on me. I'm telling you, it's the smallest shit. Like say no to it starts with the small things because the small things add up to bigger things. Like the small things that you agree to, like as a people pleaser, will end up creating bigger things that you'll say yes to, and then you'll later look up and be like, how did I get here? Oh yeah, because I kept saying yes when I didn't want to. I'm ready to go. I've been at the function for 3 hours. I said hello to everyone. I spoke to everyone. I don't give a fuck. I'm about to leave. No one's about to keep me hostage. No one's holding me hostage. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's just small shit. It's like saying no to things that you're in or environments or people, like, just say no. Don't care how people feel about it. Let them feel how they feel. That's a level of self respect. You have to respect yourself. So, essentially, saying no is equivalent to self respect. So, congratulations, you have accomplished another level of self respect once you start being able to say no. This one is one of the most important and biggest ones, being comfortable in your own company. I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with not needing to source people for feeling love, for feeling good, for I'm not afraid to be alone going places. I'm not afraid or uncomfortable in my own essence, in my own personal space. I value that so much because essentially people don't always appreciate um that we don't appreciate like the time that we have the ability to be alone. And then also you might be know people that don't even appreciate you as much, but you think that they do because they're always around you. But it might not be like that. They could just be bored. They don't want to be at their house. They don't want to be dealing with their life. They don't want to deal with their backyard. So they're in your front yard. Be okay with being alone. It is an accomplishment when you have gained the solitude, the security, and the confidence to be able to do things alone that you thought that you needed people for and you don't. And if it comes down to like going out alone, because me, I'm just now kind of like getting more comfortable doing it, but be safe about it, be smart about it. But, pat yourself on the back that is like, yo, I don't necessarily need, I thought that I would have preferred someone with me, but it's okay that I did this alone. I went to a concert by myself um a couple days ago. It felt awkward at first, but then I was like, I'm actually opening a new leaf here, opening a new leaf. I'm actually turning over a new leaf, opening a new door, and reaching a new level to be able to be okay being alone and enjoying myself like alone at a function that a lot of people would rather just be comfortable bringing someone else. And don't get me wrong, I even acknowledge like this would be so much fun if I had someone here too, but I wasn't gonna be desperate to be like, oh, I'm gonna invite somebody that I'm not even really that close with, or I'm just gonna invite somebody just so I don't go alone. And they might not even be into the same music or artist. I just want to invite them because I don't want to do it alone. I don't do that no more. I show up to things. I do things because I want to do it, and I'm not about to bring somebody along if I out of insecurity of being alone. Is all I'm saying. But anyways, pat yourself on the back and please acknowledge that that is an accomplishment to know how to be alone and enjoy your own company in a world and a society that literally primes you to depend so much on people and be codependent, not just like for community, but like for emotions and love and not being able to just go within sometimes. Like, please understand that that is an accomplishment that people do not want to talk about. Next. This is a great one. Being able to address disrespect and subtle things that people like to sweep under the rug. Being able to call out things, being able to say, hey, that actually was rude. That was weird that you did that. Can you tell me where this is coming from? I see that you're acting like this. Is there something that you want to talk about? Or I noticed that you do this a lot. Like not being afraid to bring things up and address the elephant in the room. That is an accomplishment. Okay. Especially if you were someone that has grown up in an environment to where it's the norm to be passive, it's the norm to not speak up, it's the norm to just walk around and, not stir the pot. Speaking up, being assertive, um, asking for what you want, calling out weird behavior, calling out disrespectful behavior, manipulative, abusive, bullying behavior, anything, like being able to not just enable it and keep your mouth shut and your head down. Okay. You should look at it as an accomplishment when you are able to actually speak up about an issue. Okay. Congratulations. And the last one is being able to embrace your feelings and your emotions without running away from them and suppressing them. Allowing yourself to be sad, be mad, be confused, be indecisive, be angry, all the spectrum of emotions. Instead of trying to ignore them and drink them, smoke them away, um, instead of running away from them and trying to suppress them. Allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to be upset, all the negative emotions that we don't want to feel. You grow through pain. That's what people seem to like not want to talk about. Like your posts, well, I don't know. That's what I feel like no one tells you when you're younger or when they see you going through stuff. Like a lot of people are faking. A lot of people that show up faking, they don't talk about how pain is a necessary component to access your potential, to access like the greatness in you. You have to feel these things. You have to feel upset. You have to feel mad, sad, unaccomplished sometimes. You got to be real with yourself sometimes. You got to be like, damn, like this really happened, or I really did this, or this really happened to me. I have things to work on. I see where I can get better at. I see that now have like a certain level of self awareness that I'm now aware of, or emotional intelligence, and now I can move forward. Now I can move forward and like apply that. So instead of being mad and all this extra stuff, it's like, wait, like this, me actually acknowledging these feelings and these emotions and making sense of them will help me in the future. It helps me become a better person, a better adult, a better person to be in a relationship with, and all these other things. um Instead of running away from the problem and ignoring it and being like, nope, I'm not gonna deal with this, I'm just gonna go out and like turn my attention elsewhere. So yeah. If you have reached that point to where you're not afraid to just be what you are in the time that you are, if you've reached that point, congratulations. I'm telling you now, these are all things that are important accomplishments in your life. These are all important. These are great. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. Keep going. Goodbye.